What? That record button is up. You see what it is? The Wu-Tang of sports,
Oh
baby.
man,
What?
listen, man,
The Wu-Tang
listen.
of
You
fucking
see up there
sports.
to my right, that's Dime Dropper. To my bottom right, that's Flearoy on Twitter. Are you kidding me? That's an ill name. And of course, down there, my partner, my man 50 grand old ball. And you got me,
Oh,
Fabian Perspective
oh.
TV. Yeah, baby.
Listen, man. The Wu-Tang of this sports thing is for real. It's a pleasure, my brothers. First time working with all y'all together in a real I'm in a real good space tonight, man. I appreciate y'all, brothers. I'm just excited, man. Just excited.
Same here,
This
man.
is
Super excited.
this is special for me. So I'm super excited to be connected with all y'all.
Yeah.
And shout out to the Dime Dropper channel. Shout out to AllBallTV channel. Y'all both tuning in. Subscribe to everybody. Subscribe to everyone you see here. You see down below where you can subscribe to them on AllBallTV on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, whatever the new trend is. We on it, baby. They ain't no enough gray hairs in my beard. I'm still alive and rolling, baby. Hold on, but listen. We were trying to go into the next topic, one topic, but you kicked this off crazy, old ball. I like that topic already. If the Phoenix Suns come back and win, the Joker gets no smoke. But if the Nuggets win, Kevin Durant's going to be buried next to Jimmy Hoffa or something like that.
You know,
you really believe that?
Jimmy.
Yes.
Still can't find Jimmy.
That's a fact. Yes. First and foremost, hope everybody's having a great Sunday. Hey, man, great games tonight. But yes, my opinion is for some reason, the European players, yeah, I'm saying it, don't get the smoke that our players get. Right now, I'm waiting for the smoke Giannis deserves for losing in the first round, for having the best record in the East and having the best team in the East. I'm waiting for that smoke. I'm waiting for the smoke for Luka Doncic for laying the egg and not making the playoffs. And once again, as great as Joker is, if Denver loses this series, we will hear crickets about Joker. But if Phoenix loses this series, in no matter what fashion, Kevin Durant will get obliterated. Obliterated. Now, I'm not saying nobody's not going to say anything about the Joker, but he's not going to get no heat. There's going to be no drawback. No, at all. But with Kevin Durant, we're going to hear all type of things. Don't compare him to LeBron and Steph Curry. Oh, he doesn't do anything without Curry. Oh, he went to Phoenix and depleted the team and blah, blah, blah. It's just going to go bananas. But like I said, if Denver loses, it'll be quiet for the Joker. He can just go on about his life like ain't nothing wrong. That's my opinion. Sorry.
Does anybody flat out disagree with that already?
I think there's some built-in factors already for KD, like some built-in excuses, because you know all ball, like he don't like the excuses, but there's stuff built in already. One, he came in and only played a couple of games with this team, right? So how much chemistry could they really build with him coming in after the All-Star break, even closer to the end of the season? Then the dude gets hurt on the layup line. I've never seen that in my entire life, a dude sprain his ankle on the layup line. But he sprains his ankle on the layup line, right? Misses 8 straight games, then comes back for the playoffs. And there's this expectation because he's Kevin Durant that these guys are supposed to be world beaters now. And I just don't think that that's fair, right? Now Chris Paul is hurt. Right. So I think there's some factors. They just got new ownership. Like there's some stuff that is already built in for him. You know, if he's sitting at home, if they lose this series, if he's sitting at home thinking about this after the series, it's like, okay, we could run this back next year and this could be very different and we could be having a different conversation. So I don't totally agree with AllBall, but I don't totally disagree with him either.
Dime, you got some eloquence to spew?
I think they're gonna say the stuff that Flea just said about KD. I think honestly he'll get more of a pass this year than Jokic. But I will say this about what AllBall said. He makes a fair point about Giannis and Luka. I mean, I had everything to say about both of them. You know, I'm very tough on the stars because I feel like we pick and choose even throughout history, which stars were easy on, which stars were not. To me, if you hold the responsibility of being the man of your franchise and you want to, and you are put in certain conversations with stars of the past or whatnot, I'm going to hold you to that standard. You know, Giannis is getting compared to some of the great players to ever play the game. I don't care that he missed 2 games. He didn't play well enough in the games that he played in to close the game. And it's a superstar's responsibility to close games for the most part. And Luka got off, in my opinion, just because of his stats, way too easily with the no playing thing. There's no way you can tell me that there were – I know he didn't have a great team, but there were plenty close games in the season that he either just ran out of gas or he's not playing defense. Like, I hate with stars that they can just not play defense, and it's like, well, they have to carry everything on the offensive end. Like, yo, I get it. We're not asking you to guard the best player, but you got to put in some effort on both ends of the floor. If you are not putting an effort on a whole side of the floor in this game, I can't make excuses for you. As far as what AllBall's saying about the Jokic and Durant thing, I don't know, though, this year with KD, man. I think what Flea said is true, and I think a lot of people are going to go to that, the fact that they have nothing outside of Booker and Kevin Durant, whereas Jokic is the 1 seed. And I think he has never had a moment like that where everybody's getting on Jokic for failing. We've never had that moment yet. But if they lose in the conference finals to me or the second round, he should get some blame. He needs to make the finals with this team. They're the number 1 seed. They look the best. No excuse for me.
Jokic just shoved the Phoenix owner, and nobody will probably say anything about that. But
I love it though.
But I'm with you. I'm with you, OG. But take Jokic out of that situation and put LeBron there. Put Kevin Durant there. Put somebody else there. I'm not making this a racial thing, but I'm just saying, put somebody else in that spot, and it is a little more magnified than Jokic is just playing hard. He's passionate. It's a playoff game. The owner has the basketball. I'm just trying to get. It would be different. Something subtle like that.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you why I loved it. Because I'm a fan, right? Sometimes fans get out of control. And Joker probably didn't know who that was. Remember, they just tossed the guy because as the commotion, you see a guy reached over and like push Joker. So he don't know who's sitting there. But also, the fan know what he's doing. I know he's the owner, but I'm saying the fan because, you're a fan of the game. He held the ball, and we all know how that go. Give me the ball. And the guy held it like we know what's going on. So, I mean, I loved it because it was a light shove. But once again, with that, I don't know who's right or wrong. But I just love that the game it has some type of intensity. It has some parity, and it has some grit and grind. And I love that because, once again, the game is starting to be a little too soft. So to see that, it goes to show you how important this game is tonight for both teams. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Daniel Barry, I see you. What's up? Yo. We got some comments there. We'll get to the comments later, guys. We don't want to be distracted. We're trying to get this disciplined. I disagree as far as that's concerned. I think Kendrick Perkins, you got guys in the media, if there is anyone to thank for the slander that the Joker's going to get, is for how awkward and clumsy Kendrick Perkins stumbled on all that. There was always something about Joker since last year when he won the back-to-back MVPs. People were against that. That's what Zach was so shout out to Zach from the Z Show, what he's so adamant about with Joker. He has the best stats or whatever it is, and people were hating on him because he was white, because he was European. And they were saying that since last year. And Kendrick Perkins didn't want him to win 3 in a row for whatever reason. I always thought that was dumb. But at the same time, if he doesn't win this year, I'm giving him smoke. And I think a bunch of people are ready. They have a bunch of, how you say that, tweets in the draft and a bunch of posts in the draft. They're getting ready to lift off on him. Because I don't feel like Joker is untouchable anymore. You have the number 1 seed. You lost to the Clippers in 2 years ago when they lost Jamal Murray, whenever it was. Like, there's too many excuses now.
No.
Now you're in a place where who was it against, Dom?
They lost to the Suns. They got swept by the Suns.
They got swept
by the Suns, and then they lost last year to the Warriors.
They lost to LA in the conference finals in the bubble.
So I don't think that he has the excuse thing anymore. Like I think all that is out. Kevin Durant is almost like he's an old toy now. Pause. But LeBron, they try to build it up like it's him versus Steph Curry. But if you watching that series, is it really Steph Curry versus LeBron? Hell no. It's AD if he's healthy. If D'Angelo Russell shows up, the Lakers going to win that. LeBron he helps, but he's done with. We ain't speaking about him the same way we have like the same smoke for and KD. Those stars are kind of done. They're trickling out. Joker's going to get dealt with.
I disagree. I'm sorry, but go ahead. I disagree.
Especially now, if you're saying right now at this point, if you're saying Phoenix comes back and win, the Joker's getting smoked by everybody.
No question,
by everybody.
In my opinion.
There's no way we can say at this point he's not going to get any smoke. That's crazy.
It will never be to the magnitude of how we ridicule, and we meaning the basketball world ridicules Kevin Durant, ridicules LeBron James, ridicules Steph Curry. Like there's guys that get smoke, right? Like Giannis is not even getting the smoke that he really, really deserves right now. They were a number 1 seed, best record in the NBA. They had everything. How do you not get? They lost to a playing team, right? They lost. They were 1 seed, lost to the 8th seed. Giannis had a career year across the board, all career high numbers, right? Like there's stuff that we can add in, Middleton injury, all of this kind of stuff. But Milwaukee deserves a lot more smoke than they're getting right now, for folding. And that's how I feel. They folded in the playoffs.
Can I ask y'all a question real quick, old boy? You can answer this. Who is in this box of they get the smoke? Who's the top 10 smoke getters?
I mean, it's not.
I like that though.
Yeah. But
because I'm trying to figure this out.
But hold on, it's not even 10. To be honest with you,
okay.
It's for sure LeBron. It's for sure KD, Curry, Kyrie,
Harden.
Yes, James Harden. I think, to be honest, and y'all may disagree with me, I think the buck stops there. I think everybody else may get some smoke, but not to the level of those guys at all. But go ahead.
Now I think we're leaving out a couple guys that deserve, some recognition on getting the smoke. Westbrook, CP3, those guys get the same level, right? Tatum.
Did we say James Harden yet?
He said James Harden.
I said Harden. Yeah.
I don't think Tatum gets the smoke.
Three guys. Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, and now Tatum is getting into that rarefied air. I don't know what y'all think.
I don't think Embiid gets the smoke. I don't think Tatum gets the smoke. The guys you left out is Draymond, and another guy is Dylan Brooks.
Hold on, Fabe. Let me ask Dom this.
Mm-hmm.
If Denver loses, right? Is that the lead story on all the sports channels and networks?
It should be.
No, I'm not asking this if it should be. I'm asking, would that be the lead topic? Honest opinion.
I think it will be this year. Because there's a lot of pressure on Denver now.
No way.
But hold on.
You don't think it'll be the lead topic, Fabian?
No way, because that's the point I was trying to make, old ball. There's a reason for that. Giannis and Joker, they don't play the same game KD and Kyrie did. They're not on TV acting we're going to create a super team and talk a lot of. LeBron went on TV and said not one, not two. Draymond comes on TV talking that smoke. The only guy that I feel bad for like that might be Westbrook. He don't deserve any of that.
20-second timeout. I thought you were the one that disagreed with him because you said he's going to get slandered. Now you're saying he's not going to get slandered?
Who, Joker?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying he's going to get slander. It's not going to be KD, LeBron level like that. That's my point.
Right, can I just make a point, too, about LeBron versus Kevin Durant? Sure. LeBron, gets way more smoke than Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant got a pass in Golden State for a couple of years where he didn't have 100%. To get the same pressure of a number one option historically. And then he was injured for the 2020 season, so we didn't see him then. And then 2021, everybody got hurt. And he had that moment where he literally was playing like the best playoff basketball like maybe I've seen in his entire career. And, the foot on the line thing and whatnot. But we didn't really get on KD from the 2016 3-1 lead blown all the way to last year when he got swept by Boston. He had a 5-year run where he didn't really get any smoke to me. And where other stars are getting tested. Yeah, go ahead, Fleek, getting tested. To me, that Golden State, it wasn't a true test for him.
That's a good point.
Well, I think, I agree with you, Dom, on it not being a true test, but I always feel like that relationship between Kevin Durant and Golden State was like literally like a match made in heaven. Like almost like as much as you need me, I need you, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it felt between those two coming together. It was like that Golden State team was going to continue to struggle a little bit to hold on to that or build that dynasty, right? Kevin Durant was able to benefit off playing with two of the best shooters we've ever seen and just be that, best player. Like now I could be the best player and not have to worry about a lot of other stuff. He's in OKC. He had to worry about a lot of other stuff besides just being the best player. In Golden State, he could just be the best player. Everybody else is going to do what they got to do, and we just going to smoke everybody. So that's why he was able to build so much equity within that 5-year span. Nobody could really talk shit about him. He was the best player on the best team in the world, back-to-back Finals MVP. Like, how much smoke can we really have for him?
Nah, but hold on. So y'all saying that there was no smoke for KD back then? Y'all are bugging.
There was smoke, but when he starts winning, people stop talking.
Nah.
How can you criticize his game though when they went 16-1 in the playoffs?
It's not his game. We looked at him as soft after that. Stephen A. Smith was the biggest.
That's true. I thought we were just talking about performance in the playoffs.
No, I'm talking. No. See, so maybe I'm interpreting smoke totally different than you guys. I'm talking about putting pressure on people, unwarranted, warranted. This amount. There's just a superstar amount of pressure. That's what I see as smoke. Like Joker doesn't do that to me. He hasn't left Denver. There's no extra pressure that he put on himself. He's not really flashy like that. Kevin Durant had a burner account. Like he was doing stupid stuff, bro.
Let me say this. This is the point I was trying to make, right? A lot of the networks, the commentators, they don't like a lot of some players. So they put a lot of pressure on some of these players. I'm going to say it. Joker, Luka, Giannis, Embiid, there's no pressure on them dudes. Them dudes will go out there and play freely. When it come to KD, Curry, Kyrie, LeBron, James Harden, Westbrook, the media is constantly tearing them dudes down. It's nothing but pressure on them dudes. And I disagree with y'all. If Denver loses this series, that will not be an open topic on none of these networks. But if Phoenix, the Lakers, Kawhi, any of them other dudes lose in a certain fashion, that is the lead topic on all of these platforms. And to
let's
me,
just call it
that's a lot.
Call it what it is, AllBall, or I'll call it what it is. The Europeans and the foreigners that come across over here and come into the league have zero expectation. And so when they exceed or become superstar level players and there's failure within being a superstar, they're not going to receive the same smoke that the American-born players who have expectation. When Kevin Durant came in the league, there was expectation at some point. LeBron had expectation. These guys that play at a supreme level, elite basketball players, superstars who are American-born, have a certain level of pressure. There's no expectation for Giannis. I remember a clip back in the day, Quincy Acey. Y'all remember Quincy Acey? Looked to the bench and asked Giannis, yo, how old are you? Because we couldn't even figure out how old this kid was, because who is he, right? Luka's coming in. There was a little bit of hype about Luka, but winning the championship, being the best player on the best team, there's no expectation for that. Same thing for Joker. Joker got an opportunity to ascend. All the other guys that get smoked, they don't even have an opportunity to ascend. After the first 3 years, hey, Tatum, it's time to win. Tatum's still 25 years old. So I just don't think they get the same expectation. It might not be smoke, but there's not the same expectation.
Good point. Go ahead, Dom. I'm sorry. That was a great point.
I think that's true for when they enter the league, but when they have already built up their status as an MVP or whatnot, let me ask you guys this. Do you guys think Dirk was slandered in 06 and 07, or do you think it was quiet?
We as basketball fans, yeah.
a
It just
basketball
wasn't. It
fans, I
wasn't.
think he deserved it.
Yeah.
Especially that one that he lost to the Believe team. They
Yeah.
was a one. They was a 1 seed. I
Oh,
think he.
warranted. It's all. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Was he? Did he get the slander because he's German?
Again,
No,
my girl didn't care, but like my girl
not
might hear
really.
about LeBron losing in the finals because again,
Right.
like,
Not really.
but even James Harden, like these guys are on Instagram. Like I'm not escaping this. I don't see Luka Doncic on Instagram like that, and he gets slander. Like now he's starting to get the you a crybaby, especially from basketball fans. We're not putting up with that anymore. We've downgraded him this year. We were just because you missed the playoffs. You say you stop mentioning him with Joker. Stop mentioning him with LeBron. He's getting that smoke from us. Who like the guys from ESPN? That doesn't sell. We know that. Luka's not like he's not flashy enough to me. These other guys,
He's pretty flashy to me.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know.
talking
Yeah,
about.
Fade, you
I'm talking
listen.
about. Nah, I'm not talking about his style of play. I'm talking about on Instagram outside of basketball, on social media in general. These other guys are all on social media all day long. That's a part of the whole deal.
If there was a 24-hour social media circuit back in 06, 07, 08, the times that Dirk was literally failing in the playoffs every year there was a failure for Dallas at that point. If there was a 24-hour circuit for multimedia, like he would have got it. Like it's very different now. Like media is running from the time we go to wake up to the time we go to sleep. So I just think the eras are different. You know, if Mike is in this era, how much slander do you think Mike would get?
A lot.
Just having the access that we would have to him, knowing the things that we would know. I don't know. It's just it would be different.
But to me, that's a whole nother topic. I think slander and smoke for your play on the court is two totally different things. I do not think because you popping on Instagram that should add pressure to you on the basketball court. I'm just being honest. That's just my opinion. I can be wrong, but I don't think because James, like Kevin Durant, his Instagram ain't crazy. His joint is. Listen,
he made fake accounts. We can't like he deserves to smoke.
Once again, yeah, but he doesn't. But I'm not going to say Instagram is the reason why these guys is getting smoked. That's just my opinion. You have the right to yours. Once again, Giannis lost in the first round and literally let one man beat him, and there is no smoke. If Miami beat LeBron in the first round, are you kidding me? We would still be talking about that right now. That's just the truth. Instagram has nothing to do with that.
See, this is when I think with apples and oranges, like I don't think we're still talking about that. If LeBron is 26 years old, yes. We were smoking him with Orlando. We were smoking him when he lost to Boston.
Hold on. Watch this fade. Dom. Just imagine LeBron being in Milwaukee and Miami does that to Milwaukee with LeBron on the floor. Is that still a topic right now?
You're saying 38-year-old LeBron?
Yeah. I don't care what age he is.
They still would slander him even more than Giannis, Fabian, because he's LeBron James. He has so many haters.
Okay, but going back to my point, that's why when we say the social media thing doesn't factor, that's a lie. Ben Simmons is on social media. James Harden is on social media. This is part of how people know who he is and why these people target him to slander him like that. ESPN, this is not by accident. They're certainly posting this guy on ESPN because your girl seen him on his IG. Trust me, that's a fact.
Go ahead, Flea.
But let me ask you a question. Since we're talking about hypotheticals, we understand that. Like we're talking about hypotheticals, but think about this though. Golden State loses in 7 to Sacramento. How much smoke, how much ridicule, how much conversation are we having about Steph Curry?
A lot.
You
and
think
we'll
so?
still be and we'll still be talking about it.
I feel like they go soft. I don't know why, but I feel like they go soft on him. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know how tough. I don't know if he would be, earning what he. I don't know.
No, I'll tell you why. Because Steph talks major trash. He does it mass subliminal. When LeBron said, I would love to play with Steph Curry. He would be the favorite first person. And Steph was like, nah, no thanks. On the low, he said it like because he knows how to jab. Giannis knows how to jab. LeBron doesn't jab, bro. He does things that's mad clumsy. He talks too much. Same thing with Draymond. You deserve all the smoke you're getting for getting on TV doing all that, in my opinion.
No, you're right about that. I mean, the two things with Giannis too that was weird this year that he got kind of a pass for was the first one, he was injured a couple games, so some were saying you can't blame him, he wasn't healthy for the whole thing. And then the other one was his tirade against that reporter about the failure concept. It's like, look, I get what he was saying. Like, there are things to take from the process. You know, it's a learning experience. Not like he's retiring next year. He's coming back. But you're the one seed and you lose the 8 seed. That is a failure as a season. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. I don't care how many like enlightening experiences you had on the side that we didn't see behind the scenes. Your fan base, ask your fan bases if it's a failure or not. See what they say. Yeah, thank you. Good night.
The concept, and I really want to kind of go back to it. Like, guys overseas in Europe, like, it's a tough game. It's a hard-nosed game. But I just think that, like, the concept of being a star and being, like, so big means nothing to those guys coming from overseas. And so when there is failure throughout whatever their process is within the league, you know, they don't take it as hard, or they don't look at it as a so demoralizing, like a Kevin Durant, like a LeBron James, like a Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, CP3. Giannis spent 5 minutes, and that's a guy that he knows. He clearly knows that reporter that he was talking to. They have regular interaction, but
Right.
he had to explain to him. I took it as, in layman's terms, I don't really care. Like, I lost. It's okay. Like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not like, I'm gonna go home to my wife and my daughter, and I'm gonna be all right for the rest of the summer. Like, it's okay. And some guys can't digest it like that because, you know, the competitive nature is so high. So, you know, even Joker, he don't care about MVPs. I don't know if he's gonna say that behind closed doors, but publicly he's like, I don't care. Joel is like, he cried because he got the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just guys, it's different. You know, I don't know.
No.
I mean,
I think Flea hit that's an incredible point. You smashed that. The guy, they don't care about social media is an American thing. That is American Hollywood. Everybody thinks they could be a Hollywood star because of Instagram, period. And these guys coming from overseas, they don't. Kobe Bryant had the same exact speech. Everyone retweeted and reposted after Giannis said all that. But again, Kobe Bryant really wasn't raised here. He was raised like in Italy and all over the world because that's just the Bean's son. So, and again, going back to your point, AllBall, like for me, Giannis, when he goes in front of the mic and everything, even that speech in itself about failure, I'm still, how the hell he inspired me after he lost? That's bottom line. You inspired me after you lose? Damn, you the man. LeBron doesn't do that. We see him as a crybaby. And that's what we're starting to look at. I'm not letting Luka slide. Yo, Luka, what you doing crying? What you depressed about? Grow up. He's and does Joker is now, but the question was, is Joker gonna get the smoke if they lose to the Phoenix Suns? If the Phoenix comes back and wins 3 straight games, they win 4-2. Joker gets no smoke.
Yeah, he's going to get smoke from us, but from you know the basketball aficionados and all the legendary commentators and all the networks, it'll be a little bit of smoke. But y'all know that's why y'all laughing. It will not be nowhere near smoke as if Kevin Durant loses this series. I'm sorry, I'm just sorry. And before I leave this topic alone, I'm gonna say this. A lot of these guys, it's no pressure, man. So they could just be free and play out there. That means a lot. Joker, Luke, them guys ain't got no pressure, bro. Ain't nobody violating them. Ain't nobody disrespecting them. Ain't nobody going crazy on them on social media. We talk about the same people all day. Nobody is going, Joker is overrated. Some dude just saying, Jeff Van Gundy said, I think he said this about Luka. He said, yo, he's already top 75 in my book. That's my point.
Yeah.
So these guys could be on that NBA floor and just play free. But when you got the KDs, all the other guys, it's so much pressure because they know if I lose this series, my social media, my people, this person, this network is going to flame me. So that's just my opinion. But I just love that we spoke about that, because I think these are things that nobody cares to discuss, or maybe scared to discuss. But I think that's a real thing. Pressures of being just a superstar in general, no matter what the sport is. And then some players with no pressure, hey man, they can just be out there with a clear mind and it's no problem. So I think that's a real thing.
No, it's definitely a real thing, OG. Absolutely a real thing. And the sooner mainstream media starts to recognize that, the sooner things will start to look a little more balanced, right? And guys will be held accountable a little more than, other guys. Like we was about to give Jokic 3 straight MVPs, 3 straight, and we weren't going to expect him to win a championship as a number 1 seed in the Western Conference. That's not the expectation for a guy who's won 3 straight MVPs. Come on, like what are we doing? Where's the bar at? Is it in hell? Where's the bar? Because like, what are we doing?
Currently, Joker has 38 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds.
14 in the third quarter. So he's rolling right now.
This, to be honest, that's what I wanted to see before the playoffs started. AllBall. If he didn't come in these games, and I want to see a 50 gamer from Joker. Enough is enough. Ayton can't guard you. I don't want to look how many guys. 3 guys on. Nobody's talking about this. Everybody keeps saying that the Nuggets are 1 through 8, 1 through 9. They're so well rounded. No, they're not. They always got like 3 guys in double figures, and he's one of them. Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter, and it's either Aaron Gordon or Murray. Yeah, well, Murray has a 15 today. Joker better score the 50 today, because last game I thought he kind of let up. If he ain't scoring 50, I want to see that. Enough is enough. Who do they have at the 5? Going back to your point, AllBall, he needs to get that smoke. If Kevin Durant had was younger, or Booker doesn't have, who's going to really guard Booker? If you don't have the guy to guard you and you're not killing them, nah. Like, I got to apologize to Don Dropper, because I was saying, Booker, come on with Booker already. But this series and this playoffs, he putting up Michael Jordan numbers. All right, time for me to salute. Sorry, Booker. Maybe I was wrong. You are destroying.
Got 40. Joker got 40 right now, and we're not even in the fourth quarter.
So
we're not even in the fourth quarter.
Hold on. Let's salute Dom for the Devin Booker. Dom, let me ask you a question. Is Devin Booker, is this playoff series, just in these playoffs in general, is he taking that next step to becoming like a household name and superstardom?
I don't know about that, because household name and he's a superstar to me easily, but I mean, he was the number 1 scorer on a finals team. Like usually when guys are a number 1 scorer on a finals team, we say they're a superstar, because it's not easy to do that. Like, we've seen some of the best players in the history of the game not even be able to do that. And obviously it's situational, but you need a guy. Even though they played injured opponents, like Lakers, game 6, 45 points in LA, gave him no shot. And then against Denver, he was pretty good. And against us in the conference finals, he was okay. But the point is, he had this one blunder last year against the Suns. But overall, regular season and postseason, you can't name 10 players in the NBA to me the last 3 years, if you combine regular season and postseason, that have been better than this guy. You can't, to me.
Wow. So stay right there, Dom.
Okay.
You know how we talk about all these other guys. Is it time to start talking about Devin Booker instead of the likes of Ja Morant, Dame Lillard?
Yes,
those guys.
I've been saying this.
Oh no, hey, I'm just giving you a props, but I also love to hear
he's
speak about this, because people don't say this. What I'm saying is, we continue to talk about the same guys over and over and over again. Devin Booker should be thrown in that little gumbo pot. He should be spoken about a little more.
He's giving you smoke that he wants to give me, AllBall.
That
rage. That's for me.
Listen, I was up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning one night, singing the praises of Devin Booker and in the back of the alley fighting AllBall. Me and him was going toe to toe at 2 o'clock in the morning one night.
Yes.
OG, you remember that, right?
Yes.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
I was over here like, yo, OG, D Book, he's one of them. He's one of them guys. Like, and now we a couple weeks from that, about a month later, Best player in the playoffs, OG. We gotta like.
Yes.
We
Hey, I
gotta.
was wrong.
Oh,
I was
wait.
wrong.
I can't see. I don't like that, old boy. No. I'm not. We ain't retracting the retraction just yet. No way.
No, hold
Because
hold on. You can't retract my retraction.
I-
Let's hold on. No, wait. Right.
I'm
No,
not.
Hold on. That's classic.
Hold on. I'm yeah. Look, the Wakanda is crazy, right?
The Wakanda was crazy. That was crazy.
I'm gonna be honest, Fade. You know, when old ball is wrong, I don't mind admitting it. I'm saying right now, watching him in these playoffs, just his energy, just his leadership on both ends of the floor. He's a superstar, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you know we call other guys superstars, and these last couple years, he's proven it in the playoffs right now. So I have to start talking about him instead of John Morant, and I'm a Dame Lillard fanatic. Everybody knows that, but Devin Booker has to start getting those talks. Like people talk about Jaylen Brown more than Devin Booker. So we got to start putting a little respect with a K on his name. Hey, man, as of right now, I was wrong. And once again, if they win this series, Dom, I disagree. If they win this series in the fashion how Devin Booker is playing, where he's giving you 30 plus, I think he turns into a household name and he really jumps into that superstar status where when we start talking about top 10 players in the league, he's going to start getting the nod in there. I'm sorry. I really think so.
He got the Kardashian super PAC. He done bang one of them already, and he's still not a household name. He ain't no superstar, dog. It is what it is. And I'm not saying that he's not a franchise player. That's a different story for me. He's a cornerstone guy. Yeah, he's a cornerstone guy scoring. I like how I see Ayton is really soft. Ayton is really soft because Booker be getting at him all the time, and I love that. So I didn't know he was that tenacious. I think, you know, somebody just commented CP3 did make him better, but I did not see Booker playing like this before. He looks even a little more solid. Like he's going into his body a little more this year. He didn't do this before. He was a legit front runner before this. These last games against the Denver Nuggets, no, he's showing a resistance I ain't never seen him show. Last year, we forget last year against Dallas, they got smoked. He was talking mad-ish, and Luka was talking to him a certain way, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but they were a better seed.
All right, but let's not before Dom go. Let's not forget. Remember, they've been to the finals. He was the lead scorer for there. So, like I said, I'm just saying right now, you can't tell me if Phoenix win this series, I don't care if it's in 6 or 7. I'm not saying they're going to win in 5, no. But if they win this series and this man is giving you 30 plus, I'm sorry, you got to start talking about him in the lights of, you know, after you get to the normal 5, he might have to start being spoken about in that next 5.
Superstars are made in. Go ahead, Dom.
No, you should say superstars are made in the playoffs.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Dom. Superstars are made in the playoffs. Everybody, you know, there's a lot of guys that have great 82-game seasons and, 82-game seasons, right? There's a lot of guys that, pop up. Lauri Markkanen was great this year, right? How often is he going to be able to duplicate that for the rest of his career, right? Guys that are the guys usually make their mark in April, May, and June. It just is what it is. And D-Book has been doing that now for the last 3 to 4 years, establishing itself in the playoffs. We just saw him in the finals 2 years ago, be great in the finals. If they go far, he will be the reason why, not Kevin Durant. This year, if they go far, it won't be because of Kevin Durant.
Oh my God. Are you watching?
And then he just knocked down 2 big 3, 8 down.
Oh my God. Nah, hold on. I'm sorry. I retracted retraction. Devin Booker is a superstar. This is like no.
Look at it in real time. This happened in real time.
This
happened in real time.
He saw the double team coming. He said, "I'm not passing nothing." Here you go. It's only him and Durant in double figures. My goodness.
Has he had any game this playoffs where he shot under 45%?
No, I don't think so.
The degree of difficulty on his shots too, guys.
The degree of difficulty.
He's
17 this quarter.
14 of 17 for the game.
Hey, Dom, this is what we're not factoring in. When Chris Paul got there, they had Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson and them guys, but they didn't have Kevin Durant. So let's not forget, what he was doing with they was an okay team. They wasn't a great team top to bottom. They was a good team. I'm saying once you get past the obvious, LeBron, KD, Curry, Giannis, let's say Joker, and then let's say you start going Luka, Joel, he has to start getting mentioned.
I've been mentioning him in that. And here's my thing: as far as the Ja Morant stuff, like I don't even mean to be disrespectful to Ja, but like you really are taking Ja Morant in the playoffs, who can't hit a consistent shot from outside the key, over Devin Booker, who can literally score from anywhere on the floor with 1 or 2 dribbles, easy, off the catch, on the move, can post up, plays better defense to me these days. I mean, the last 3 years, ever since Monty came, I think Booker's been a pretty solid defender. Decent, not great, but decent, good enough.
Not great, decent. Agree.
Yeah,
but Ja plays no defense.
Yeah,
So
I think this year, from what I saw, he was a little better. But it's like, dude, it's so predictable what Ja's going to do. Like, it's hard to stop. He's one of those guys where it's hard to stop what he does, but you know what he's going to do. Booker, there's going left, going right, like inside the arc, at the 3, and in the pick and roll, he's improved. Like, I've seen with my team playing against him. Like, he's very hard to stop. Like, there are shots that you just can't do anything about. You know, he's one of those guys. He's a contested jump shot maker, and he plays in an era with even more space than ever before. I mean, in the playoffs, these are the guys that win, the guys that can. You can't just build a wall for Booker. He has a mid range. You can't just build a wall. It's huge to me in the playoffs. Huge.
That
that's
right
like
there,
Booker
Dom.
an edge.
Great point,
That right
Dom.
there, Dom. Can I jump in real fast, OG?
Yes.
Dom makes a great point in talking about who Book is as a ball player, though, where he gets a lot of his points. Obviously, he can score all over the floor, but he's a hell of a guy in the mid range, right? And so when the space is so open, right, those boxes, those elbows, those extended elbows, like those spots on the floor, short corner, like all those spots on the floor, Book can score at. And the beauty of this shit, right, OG, is that he's getting shots with one defender. Like right now, he's getting doubled right now, right? But going forward with Kevin Durant on your basketball team, you're going to get open shots now, right? We remember going back a couple seasons ago and we saw that clip. Book is playing pickup and he gets doubled. And he goes to Joakim Noah, and he's like to Joakim Noah, he's like, "Are we doubling in pickup?" And Noah's like, "Hell yeah, what the fuck?" Tony Snell came out and doubled him, right? And Book is complaining, right? But he's complaining, and what did he say? He said, "I see doubles all season long." And look at what he's doing to double teams, right? Killing them. Like, he's a superstar, man. We got to start putting some respect on Devin Booker's name. We just had Fabian retract his retraction live.
And to be fair to him, Devin Booker, like, he played in the lowest point of the Phoenix Suns' entire franchise's history when he first came into the league. They were a bad organization. Terrible GM, like the ownership was weird, and he stuck it out. He signed a long-term contract with them, and he got rewarded. And now he's part of a new era of Phoenix Suns basketball that is contending. Like, we've all grown up in different times, but the Phoenix Suns are always pretty relevant in the NBA. The 2010s they weren't, but 7 seconds or less. Barkley, Kevin Johnson, like, they're always pretty solid.
Even with Steve Nash and Amari and them, so they always were relevant. That's a great point, Dom.
That's why I said 7 seconds or less.
Right.
A big part of evolving the game. Like, they don't get. I know Golden State gets talked about a lot now, but before Golden State, we was talking about D'Antoni, Steve Nash, Amari, that Phoenix team, and how they just completely started changing the game, and how. Hell yeah.
That spread pick and roll with Boris Diaw at the 5 man, that was the beginning of the future.
Come on. And you putting Joe.
Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
No, I was just saying you putting Joe Johnson in one corner, Quentin Richardson in another corner, and then they coming at you with that pick and roll of Amari and Steve Nash and just shooters. It was crazy. It was crazy.
I mean, and then the season that Amari was injured, they found a great counter to that with Boris Diaw at the 5, and they had Marion and Tim Thomas and Raja Bell, like literally just shooters all over net. And it's funny because the perception of them was that they were soft, couldn't rebound, and couldn't guard. Like, that was just how different the game was back then and how we thought of it. I think that's so cool to talk about as well.
They were a 2 seed. They were the 2 seed that played Kobe and them in the playoffs. Hell of a team. Yeah,
Yes.
hell of a team.
Yes.
Hell of a team.
Yes. Yes.
I think it's all ball always stresses this. Same thing we saw with Steph Curry last year. His body was different. He just carried them through a couple games. I don't care about the drop coverage. You take what the defense gives you, and it just seems like Booker. I mean, to be dealing with these double teams and everything, it feels like he's winning this game for them. This is like, this is Michael Jordan. This is Michael Jordan level. Bro. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If I'm a coach, it's so much easier to try to figure out what Ja's gonna do because he's gonna attract multiple guys. But okay, fine. Memphis's role players need to beat me with the three. Phoenix, like we tried to do that. Clippers tried to let the role players beat him with the three, but this guy, he makes ridiculous shots. Like,
Yeah.
there's not much we can do. You have
let
to
me tell you
guys
something.
Go ahead, AllBall.
This might sound crazy, right? Booker might be the only. I don't even know if Steph Curry and Clay, they may have this. Booker may be one of the, let's say maybe 3 to 5 players in the league. Every spot on the floor is his spot.
Mhm.
You know how some play like Kevin Durant has certain spots.
Mhm.
Certain players like Jimmy Butler, that shot on the baseline, that shot of mid-range, that's his spot.
Maybe
Kawhi. Maybe.
Maybe.
But Devin Booker, there's no spot on the floor that he can't get to and rise up and knock it down.
Yeah, but I didn't think of this.
The whole floor, there's no bad shot for him.
I would say that about KD though too, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
KD and Kobe, I would say.
Yeah.
I think Booker's stronger than him. Like
Kevin?
For him, yes.
He is. He is. Yeah.
There's a thing when you watch, like when Odell, I know it's a crazy comparison, but when Odell Beckham first got to the NFL, you could see the way the defense responded to him. When LeBron used to go 100 miles an hour, you could see like the defense did, like, oh my, you could see the fear. With Booker, I'm seeing it with Denver. They don't know how to guard him. They send a double team, and if he goes right, they're cooked going right. And Dom kept telling me actually going left is his move. I'm like, well, when he figured out something because he kept going right, and he got the pass in the corner like 3 times in a row open. They just stink. His teammates stink.
I always say this, and this is part of why I'm so high on Kobe, man, is there's nothing harder to guard one-on-one than guys as a team, not just individual, a guy that can stop on a dime going both ways. That is not easy. It's not easy to just stop on a dime and pull like that without your feet set just like on a dime. And I think that's something that is a little bit lost in terms of when we talk about the mid-range in today's game. And I think that's part of why Booker kills people with it so much too. It's like, he's not doing what everyone else is doing with a lot of guys. They'll just want to shoot the 3 ball and they'll try to get all the way to the cup. The guys that embrace the mid-range, it really helps in the playoffs. Go ahead, Fleet.
There was a big, it's so subtle, but there's been a big difference in Devin Booker's game from the time he came into the league to when they made that finals 2 years ago. And I feel like the biggest difference is for a long time, a lot of these guys are Kobe disciples, right? They loved Kobe Bryant, him, Paul George, Jason Tatum, DeMar DeRozan. All of these guys grow up to idolize Kobe Bryant. I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. Kobe's my favorite player of all time. But one thing about Kobe Bryant was he was one of the best tough shot makers, right? His shot selection was not the greatest all the time.
The best, as far as I'm concerned, the best ever.
Like the best tough shot maker, right? And a lot of these guys think that they're being, so they're going to take tough shots thinking they're going to make tough shots. Book has gone away from taking a lot of tough shots, being on a bad team, right? As a team gets better, he takes less and less tough shots and way more efficient shots. What is he shooting tonight right now? Like 15 for 20? Like what is he right now? He's probably missed 3 or 4 shots
every game.
14 of 7. Yeah, last game he was like 18 of 10. No, this is different. No, this is
crazy.
You can't like, this is mid-range and not just layups and man, he's taking contact.
That's what I'm saying. At one point, he would have 35 on 35 shots, right? Now he can go get 40 on 15 shots. And we like, oh my God, like, and get to the line. And this is my last point. The other small thing about him is he passes well. He's an underrated passer.
Much better.
He can find guys. He finds guys. He's a superstar, AllBall. To answer your question, he is a superstar. And
I think a lot of it is because of what Fabian said. I think people genuinely dislike him. Like they think he's a whiner, front runner. They don't give him his respect. But I don't know, man. I think that you can find certain little flaws in all the stuff. Like Luka complains so much more. Like, and John Morant, he's a cool guy, but like, I mean, the Grizzlies, like they act like they're so great. Like in the playoffs, people are not scared. I mean, they were injured, yes, but people are not afraid to play against Memphis. I mean, the thing about Booker is that's funny, and we can go to another topic after, but I was telling my dad, like everybody I knew during the Clippers series, I'm like, look, there's got to be one game where this guy has an off night. When is it going to happen? These guys not having an off game. Every game he's shooting like 60%. It's ridiculous. And he's shooting contested shots. Like I agree with what Flea said is true. He has, like, when KD gets doubled or loaded up on and Booker gets to attack closeouts, like that's a luxury for sure. But there's still a ton of shots he's making that are just well contested. And I will say this, though, having Kevin Durant does help because KD in the first 2 games of the Clippers series, or I think it was the first 3 games, we put our best defender, or who we thought was our best defender in the playoffs was Westbrook, on KD. He's getting Aaron Gordon in this round. That's their best defender one-on-one. So Booker is still getting the second guy, but even when he gets the number 1 switched onto him, he still looks good. So I'm not going to hate on it.
Yes. Great points, everybody, man. Yes, he's a superstar for sure. It's not even in question no more.
That was a hell of a discussion, fellas. I like that.
Hey, look who jumped in the chat.
Oh, I seen him. We got to shout out Nick Pillow. We got to shout out the legend.
How do I see the chat? How do I see the chat? I can't see the chat.
This is Nick Pillow, man. Big shout out Nick Pillow, man. I don't see it neither, Flea, but Nick Pillow, man, this is what we do when we see you, because like I said, man, the support and the love you show is impeccable, man. So big shout out Nick Pillow, man.
That's dope.
And everybody else, Terminator 92. I know he's excited about his Lakers winning.
Big shout out everybody.
Fabian's second favorite, Phoenix plays Z.
Oh man,
Turbo and Rockstar Miller in there as well.
Oh man, big shout out. Yes, but Dom, that was a great segue. You know we got to talk about that team in LA, man. The purple and gold, man.
We got to.
Listen, man. What do we feel? Because look, it's flip flop every game. For after game 1, Lakers it's going to stay done. After game 2, Anthony Davis, he ain't no MVP. Game 3, he's back to MVP mode. Where are we at with LA? Are they really in control? Are the refs really in control? Where are we with this?
It's a huge disparity in free throws. I would say that. I sat down and looked at it for the first 3 games. Like I'm not a guy that thinks about refereeing and shit like that. It is what it is. You got to roll the ball out there, everybody play, and we'll figure it out between the lines. But for a team that does attack the rim, because let's not act like Golden State doesn't attack the rim. They attack the rim. They get things in the paint. They mix it up in the paint. They're just not out there just shooting 1,000 threes. But for them to not have the opportunity to be at the line as much as LA is huge in the playoffs. Not the regular season game, but in the playoffs, when you can't stop the clock and get points on the board without the clock running, that's huge, man. And, I don't know. To answer the question, is LA back in control? Well, they up 2-1 right now. So right now they're in control. But the inconsistency of Anthony Davis, we can almost bank on what type of game he's going to come with, because it just goes, game by game. Last thing I'm going to say about them, though. Golden State is a little drunk with this fully playing small ball. And what I mean by that is, over the years, they've always had a big somewhere. They've always had an Andrew Bogut. They've always had a JaVale McGee. They've always had Kevin Durant. They've always had somebody that could patrol the paint and guard the rim. They won that championship last year without having that. So they probably think that they could get away with it going forward. They don't have that this year, and that's showing up. And I think that's one of the biggest differences in this series.
I'll go next. I said it a while ago. I'm still trying to find the clip. They better hope I don't find it, because I've been saying there's 2 teams that I think the Lakers can beat in the playoffs: Denver and Golden State. I like Golden State, but if I'm going off of their body of work this year, they wasn't a good team. Terrible on the road. And the reason why I think the Lakers got them, Lakers is too big. Kevon Looney and Draymond Green, a couple of years older, a step slower, too little. Anthony Davis, I don't care if he gives you 15 or 20. They're too little. They got a big guard lineup that they can put out there that's going to be trouble for the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors are in big trouble. And LeBron James has history with them. He knows how to play against them. that's been his rival for the past 6, 7, 8 years. He's seen them, I think, 4 or 5 times in the finals. So he knows how to play against Curry and against Steve Kerr. And also, Flea, I disagree with you a little bit. They don't go to the basket enough to get free throws. They shoot them long threes all day. So yeah, they mix it up a little bit, but they're kind of a finesse team. Even when they do go to the basket, it's not to get fouled. I watch Wiggins and them guys go to the basket. And once again, I'm gonna leave it at this. You're not gonna beat the Lakers if Draymond Green, and this is no knock on him, I'm just being like real serious. You're not gonna get nothing if he's giving you less than 6 points. I'm sorry. He can't stop AD on the other end, but offensively, you're almost irrelevant out there. So Golden State has a big problem because even with those big men you name, at least they're going to roll to the basket and get alley-oops and layups. Kevon Looney is not built like that. So, of course, he's going to get you rebounds offensively, and he's going to play tough, and he's going to thug it out. But when it comes to scoring, hey, man, they're in big trouble. So to answer your question, I think the Lakers always was in control. I'm not saying that Golden State can't win this series because they got championship pedigree. But I think Lakers is winning this series in 7 games.
So if they beat the Warriors, they're still not a good team?
If they beat the Warriors, Dom, I was wrong. They're a good team.
Okay, yes. Fair enough. I like that.
Yes.
Look, man, I agree with everything you guys are saying. I think the Flea made a right point is that right now, part of the reason the free throw disparity is the Lakers have a real, probably the best rim protector in basketball. He's above the rim. He'll block your shots. Draymond Green, his rim protection is more like get you before you go up, great rotation, like right at the last minute, blowing up plays, getting some steals, really good hands. But AD, like he literally, his recovery time and like he blows everything up. And the Warriors, as you guys know, I mean, they're a 3-point shooting team. I do think that it's been Game 2 was pro Warriors in terms of refereeing. Game 3 was pro Lakers for sure. Game 1 that they said was pro Golden State, pro Lakers. I disagree. I think the Lakers were just a better team that night. Simple as. And the Warriors shot a lot of threes. They shot 50-something threes and lost. But my issue with this series is I think everybody knows, like, it's legitimately comes down to who plays better between AD and Steph. Like, game 1 and 3 was AD, best player on the floor. Game 2, best player on the floor was Curry. He was creating so much. You could argue Draymond, but Curry, he orchestrates it all. He makes everything happen. So, to me, it's 2-1 Lakers because in 2 out of the 3 games, AD has been the best player on the floor. But the officiating from, like, my whole timeline on Twitter, man, I'm not going to lie, and I hope and all of my Warriors followers see this. I've only been on Twitter for 4 years, but I've never seen a series with this much crying. It's no holding the team accountable at all. It's all the refs' fault. Like 90% of these Warriors fans on Twitter, I hope the actual fans in the Bay Area are not that much of sore losers. Even when the Lakers lost game 2, my Laker fan followers, and they're supposed to be the peak of toxicity, they were not even saying it was all the refs' fault because they got beaten by 30. When you get 30 piece and you're blaming it all on the refs, saying they completely sapped our momentum, like, I'm sorry. I think Warriors fans, a lot of the Curry stands especially, they can't accept the fact that it may be over now. And you may not be able to win again. And whether they beat the Lakers or not, I hope they lose because they're way too fucking arrogant now. I want you to lose. And I don't feel sorry for nobody. I'm a Clipper fan, son. I don't feel sorry for you.
I like this energy. Yo, Dom. I like that energy.
Dom gets certain like triggers.
I love my Warriors fans, but stop just blaming the refs. You got obliterated. Like, you got obliterated. You know what I'm saying? Like, Draymond scoring 5 points. He doesn't even look at the basket. You want to blame officials.
He scored 2 points.
But here's the thing. He said after game 2 that a big reason why they won game 2 in the fashion that they won was because he was aggressive on the offensive end. Now, whether you hit shots or not, right? You're gonna miss shots. Guys are gonna miss shots. We're not talking about that. But you literally get the ball, and a whole side of the floor is cleared out for you, OG. You know? Remember how they used to play Rondo, and they play him below the free throw line? They play Draymond just like that, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't even look at the rim. Look at the rim. Make yourself a threat. so that
There
we
you go.
know we
Yeah.
can keep the defense honest and y'all could get y'all easy opportunities. You don't get easy opportunities now because they get the fuck out of here. He's not even gonna look at the rim. You know, like it's
and the saddest part is when Rondo was getting sagged off by a defender, he's getting sagged off by a defender one-on-one, or there was rim protection at the rim. This guy, Curry's getting blitzed. He has a legit 4-on-3 with the floor spread in front of him. Like, if you give Rondo a 4-on-3 situation back then, he could still go to the rim. Like, the one thing Rondo wasn't bad at was he would go to the rim and finish.
and know how to finish.
Right.
Know how to finish.
Or he'll take that jump shot, and whether he make it or miss it, he's going to take the shot.
He's going to take it.
I do think sometimes, though, Rondo slept on how decent. Like, he wasn't a great jump shooter, but I thought he was
knocked it down sometimes.
As time went on, he became a better jump shooter. But
what's sad about Draymond is it's the reverse. He used to be a good 3-point shooter, and now he just it's ridiculous. I don't know what happened, if there was a physical thing with that, with his back or something, or he just stopped practicing when KD came. But if Draymond was still that level of an offensive player, even just a reduced version of that, we would not have these conversations with Golden State. Like, they would still be smoking teams to me.
Faith, before you jump in here, can I say something real quick? I don't want to let him off the leash. We did something the other day, and people killed me for it. Does it look like Jordan Poole is worth that money now?
Come on, man.
No way. He's not
Come on,
worth,
man.
No, to me though, this is my hot. It's not. I think it's a hot take. It's a true take. These I think Jordan Poole, we'll see if he ever gets his own team. But right now, his role is a great 6-man bucket getter to me. These guys like Tyler Hero, Jordan Poole, making $30 million, it's ridiculous because when they're not hitting shots, what else are they doing?
Absolutely nothing, Don.
But listen, Kevon Looney is getting $9 million, and this guy is huge in the playoffs because he does what works in the playoffs. I think year after year, we as basketball fans, because we prioritize the flash, the points, the big scoring nights, we forget, we get amnesia every year of what kind of players succeed in the playoffs. Guys like Alex Caruso, okay, he's not a great 3-point shooter. He guards. And if you cannot guard, the one thing we've all played basketball. The one thing you just can't control some nights, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but sometimes your shot's just not going to fall. It just happens. It just happens.
Is what it is.
You can control other things. Kevon Looney, he does the other things. Marcus Smart, he does the other things. Michael Cooper, I watched playoff games in the past. He was 1 for 7. I couldn't tell because he's guarding Dr. J. He's guarding Wilson Davis.
Right, and he's sitting in that chair, taking on that matchup. Real quick, go ahead, Allball. Look up 2020. Oh, he's going crazy right now. Look up, if you can, Fabian. Look up 2022 Jordan Poole playoff stats and look at his playoff numbers this year. It is a night and day difference.
What Dom said, that's the difference, and to me, that's what makes you a superstar. I'm gonna piggyback off that. Look what Tatum did today. He didn't have a great scoring game, but 2 key blocks in the game.
Yep.
Energy, defense, scrappy. Yep. So, yeah, man, like I said, if I'm going to pay you that money, if you don't have it going offensively, please, you have to give me something else. You just have to. Oh, my God. Devin Booker with the assist. KD with the 3. Oh, my God.
How much time is left in that, by the way?
2 minutes, 50 seconds left. 8-point game. 113, 121. Phoenix is up. Kevin Durant, 32. If I'm not mistaken, Booker, 30+. But Shamit, in the fourth quarter, I think he hit my 3-4 threes.
He almost got 20 points this quarter.
Let's go, Joker. Joker's answering that bell. That bell.
Ooh,
hey, that's crazy. I had the Nuggets in 7 for this simple reason. It didn't look like it after the first game, but for the simple reason that KD and Devin Booker are amazing, and they're going to make this a tough series. But
Fleet, go ahead. I'm sorry, Dom. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say real quick on your point about stars. That's kind of why I switched up on my take on Luka versus Tatum. I may take Tatum now because
say it again, Dom.
I
take Tatum now because he guards, simple as.
Yes, thank you.
But I'm not going to knock anybody for saying Luka.
I mean, Tatum one of the best defenders in the league.
Dom. No, but hold on.
That, then you're proving my point.
But Fleet, hold on, Fleet. This is my point. You don't even have to be the best. I want the effort.
And he gives it. The last 2 years, he gives it.
Right. I just want the effort. Some of these guys, literally no effort. They're not even thinking of making a big block. They're not even thinking of doing a chase down, diving on the floor. They're not even thinking of doing that.
Well, did you see?
I know they do.
Did you see what
I know they threw a bunch of bodies at him last year, but the primary defenders on Kevin Durant last year in the first round were Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum. And they just took turns figuring out how to slow him down. And what did they wind up doing? Sweeping them. So Tatum is a hell of a defender, in my opinion.
But the playoffs, Lakers, for just any team, what do we always say? The others. If you can get one of the others to help you win the game, it's a whole different ball game. Like tonight, they got Shamit to come off the bench and give them what they needed. I think every playoff team needs that, and I think the Lakers, to me, that's the difference in that series.
Wait, AllBall, who'd you say was hitting shots?
Shamit.
Jonas Alexander. Shamit for three. Bingo!
I did that to fuck around.
Oh, that was awful.
Crazy,
Dom
man. Nah, Dom is a nut. I love it though. I love Dom. Hey, Dom, I told Faye, man, you and Fleet, y'all ever need my help, man? I'm on the first flight there, man. That's a fact,
thanks, bro.
I appreciate
the support and love y'all do show, man. Like I said, man, it's people that we knew 50 years don't show the love y'all show. So I really appreciate it, man.
That's a classic shot, Fabian. Come on,
This is all genuine love right here, OG.
But
you know that.
Every playoff team, man, you get that one guy to push you over. And like I said, with the Lakers being in control, that's the difference. Because let's bring it back to the Lakers, to the topic. To me, that's the difference in this series. Golden State's bench guys coming off the bench, Poole, who's supposed to be the guy, is not giving them what they need. But on the Lakers end, hey, man, Hachimura, all them guys, they coming in the game, man, and they doing what they got to do on both ends of the floor. To me, that's a big difference.
Which is why I need Quickly to wake up. Which is why I need Obi to wake up. Which is why I need Grimes to wake up.
Oh, that's a hell of a transition, Flea. You
like, God damn. No, I need these brothers. Listen, we need to go back to starting Quentin Grimes. I just got to say this real fast. We need to go back to starting Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes was shooting 46% from the field, over 35% from three as a starter in 69 games this season. Quentin Grimes is better in the starting lineup. It just is what it is. You could take Josh Hart back off the bench and get the same production you're getting from him by him as a starter. Please get some rhythm from our guys off the bench, because the only way we are going to win this series is if we get contributions from those guys. I need Quickly to wake up. Wake up. You have to start hitting shots. They're just leaving him open now. He hits no shots. Obi, please wake up. Please. There's guys that are just not producing for us, and this is the reason why. That's a big reason why we got blown out in Game 3. Had we got some production off the bench, that's a tighter game. I'm off that. I'm off my soapbox. I'm sorry, but
that was a transition, Flea. Lead the
way.
way.
Yeah, no. Well, let me follow up as a fellow Knick, because I want to hear Dom's perspective on this. But let me just follow that up. I'm gonna just give you a recipe for disaster. When you can't guard nobody and then you're not hitting open shots. You're lucky you only lose by 20. Listen, we're not gonna do anything. We'll lose these next two games if we don't get no production from the bench. I agree with you. Josh Hart come off the bench. Grimes put him back in the starting lineup. But I'm gonna say this: we need Brunson. We need some plays ran. We don't need Brunson doing the James Harden, dribbling the ball for the first 20 seconds of the shot clock, and then we got to put up a terrible shot. They pack it in the paint. We got to get some motion, some ball movement, some bodies going. Defensively, we need Mitchell Robinson to be the Mitchell Robinson from Cleveland. Offensive rebounds, protecting the rim. But I'm going to say this. What the others is doing, Kevin Love, Vince, and all them other guys, Kyle Lowry, if we can't match that, we will lose these next two games. Tom Thibodeau has a job on his hands. Right now, he has to make some adjustments. Dom, please, I would love to hear your opinion on this Knicks Miami. Do we have a chance to win this series, or are we done?
No, you absolutely have a chance to win this series, and you're not done. But I'm going to have to disappoint you on this one, AllBall. That's the only game I haven't gone to watch this weekend. So I'm going to watch it tonight, and I'll talk about it. But I have nothing about Game 3. The only thing I'll say is I can't tell you why you guys lost, but Miami's supporting cast. Is this just going to be what they are? Because this is not what they were in the regular season. Like I've never seen anything like this before in all my years watching basketball, where a team, not the stars, flipped the switch. We knew that Jimmy Butler was going to do some crazy shit, but Lowry, Vincent, Strus, these other guys. I mean, this is not normal. This isn't normal for them to play like this out of nowhere after the whole season. They were average. Everybody was saying, the heat had fallen off. It's amazing. And I think hopefully, next game, they'll be bricking and the Knicks will get their lick back and we'll go back to MSG tied up.
I don't know why we're surprised by the Heat role players. Maybe I should be because I had us in a sweep, only because this rebounding is atrocious. The rebounding is bad. Like that, I think they led us by 2 rebounds last game. Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein combined for 8 rebounds last game. 8. Nah. Stop. Don't tell me about Grimes got to come off the bench. We can't even. The rotations I expect to get messed up. Thibodeau still has not learned his lesson. Randall is going to be Randall. He's going to stop the ball, go crazy, look nuts on TV. That's what he does. But what we should never, ever give up is rebounding. We should be crashing the boards at all times. And maybe now on offense, you kind of go off and on because we've seen Kevin Love go out there and look like Dan Marino at times and Aaron Rodgers, pick a quarterback. But it's the rebounding. Mitchell Robinson with 5 rebounds. Okay, he was in foul trouble last game, but no, Hartenstein had 3. That's a major reason why we're losing. And the whole thing with starting Quentin Grimes over Josh Hart, we keep up. Flea, I told you last time. I sound like a broken record. Yo, Barrett and Randall don't mix. It ain't hard. The only reason why we need Randall in the game at that point is he's going to get his 10 rebounds. He's going to get the 10. Barrett ain't giving you 10 rebounds. Not every night. That's not what he does. He might give you 25. Go ahead, Flea. Your mic.
We need to stagger their minutes at some point. Do we need to figure out a way where we don't need to have them on the floor as much at the same time? You're not going to get Tibbs to start anybody over RJ at this point. He's going to have RJ and Julius in the starting lineup. I watched last night because I got your text and you was like, hey, take a peek at this. And I zoned in on how they played together, how they looked with each of them off the floor with one another. And you bring up a solid point. They look more comfortable when one another is off the floor. Now, they're going to have to figure that out. They're just going to have to figure that out. 2 of your best players have to be able to be on the floor and mesh at the same time. We can't get in a position where we don't play them together. I understand what you're saying.
We already, but Flea, this is the most frustrating part. We're already in that position. Thibodeau already elected to do that when we have 2 back-to-back fourth quarters. RJ Barrett did not play in yesterday's fourth quarter.
He did not. He was benched.
The last not. So he knows that his best lineup is without. If you're gonna have Randall in there, you got to sit Barrett. Hartenstein, Josh Hart, Quentin Grimes, Brunson or Emmanuel quickly with Randall in there is just a different lineup. It's just a different lineup. And more so because Randall is either going to sit in the paint and wait for his rebound because he's never going to rotate. That's why, shout out to Beloved. Harlem Beloved is the one who said it this morning. The Heat are playing the Knicks with that 24-second shot clock. They're going to play to the very end and pass the ball around and get that last pass to the corner. Randall's not rotating to that corner because he's waiting to get the rebound. I see it every single play. He's not rotating. So if he's gonna get it, we got to sacrifice either him getting his 10th rebound, or getting McBride in the game. Get a 10-man rotation. I'm tired of this whole the 2 of your best players. Why is once again RJ Barrett over Josh Hart, over McBride, over these other guys in the rotation? Why? He's number 3 pick. He's always like, we're sick of that. Are you trying to win or are you not? We need guys to help rotate that on that speed out there. Miami has basically a 4-guard lineup at all times.
But RJ Barrett had 5 good games in a row though after game 2 against Cleveland,
including being benched in the fourth quarter. That is a factor.
Which game?
A bunch of them. He doesn't play in the fourth.
It was game 2 that he was benched in the fourth quarter.
and 3 back to back. We lost his last game because he was trying to get us back in, but I didn't see the lineup that got us back in the game.
Well, fellas, let me say this. Let me just play devil's advocate. I'm a big Knicks fan, but let me just say this, that I don't want it to get lost in the sauce. Miami just beat the best team in the East. Miami got one of the most dangerous players in the playoffs that we've seen in the last 5 years. So, I'm a panic. I panic. But I'm not going to panic yet because I said before the series started, as long as game 5, the series is tied 2-2, we're okay. Now, if we go back home down 3-1, we're done. So, my problem with my Knicks is this. We have to hit shots, and we have to play smart basketball. On the offensive end, it's so many shot clock violations or shots that we're taking with the shot clock running down. Brunson pounding that ball. Times where Randall was just like the pump fakes just, hey, man, we need quickly to come off the bench and be productive. How he hasn't had a good game, I think, in the playoffs yet.
At all.
In both series.
At all.
So, once again, man, we're playing bad basketball at the wrong time, and Miami Heat right now is playing great basketball at the right time. We have to find a way to just get it together and pull it together. Once again, when you watch these games, like we watching this Phoenix game live, you see what Sherman did coming off the bench. You see what Booker and Kevin Durant on the floor. We watching the game on mute, and you can see what they're saying to themselves. We not losing this game, bro. We gonna leave it all on the floor. Our Knicks, that's what you have. You have to have that mindset. In the game yesterday, we gave up in the first quarter, man. The game was over probably within the first 5 minutes of the game. That cannot happen.
We had one run, and that was it. I agree with you.
Hold on. We had one run, and we still was down 14.
Right. You know exactly what I was talking about. You know exactly the run I'm talking about. Yep.
Yes.
Listen,
yes.
Phoenix just won. They're going crazy over there in Phoenix like they should. It's tied 2-2. We were talking about, is that that was Cam in the audience on the sideline.
Cam and Mace in the building. Remember, that's his man, KD. You already
that
know.
was ill. That was ill.
Do they film out there? They filmed their show out there?
No, he was
in Miami.
He was saying KD was his guy.
But remember, Cam rocks with KD heavy. So you know how that goes. Yo, y'all come through. I got y'all. Yeah, he rocks with them. Cam rocks with KD heavy. Remember, he done cursed out Ben Simmons and all that for KD.
That is Cam.
Cam and Mace out there. So you already know they about to have ill content for the show. You gotta love it. Big shout out to them.
I don't like these expectations we have all ball. We're gonna have to start running an offensive set. We need our guys to step up like Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. They can't inspire Landry Shaman to come off the bench. We don't have those guys. Brunson is not Booker. Randall is not Kevin Durant. That's not who we have. We have a 9 to 10 man rotation that Tibbs was supposed to be working with. I thought when you saw Randall sitting down, you would see, hey, we can plug and play these dudes. Pause and rotate our players in a way where they have to inspire each other that way and play at a certain speed. How do you expect to score go on a 10-0 run with any of these guys? I don't see that. Who's going to generate this one-on-one game? I don't see that's too much hope for me. No, that's not our game. Our game is we're not even a real great defense, by the way. That's the part that we all overlook. We were not a top 10, top 15 defense at all. We're bottom of the league.
We were middle of the pack. Yeah, I thought we were middle of the pack.
I agree with that.
We were 19th. If you're not going to rebound and then you're going to leave Randall out there who's not going to rotate, it's like, what do you like? Just the last 2 weeks of the season, you saw what got us there, Tibbs. It ain't that hard. You just stuck in this politics where you don't want to bench somebody. And then again, we haven't even touched on Tibbs versus Spo. Spoelstra is outclassing this dude.
That's not even close.
Yeah, it's a night and day in terms of coaching. Who's the
I'm not even that's not even worth discussing.
I'm not going to get into that. We know who the better coach is.
But it shouldn't be. Like, it's not like the Heat are beatable. We've seen them be beatable. Like, this is too much for me. This is like the first game in the first quarter. I thought we were gonna go crazy the way we're supposed to. Mitchell Robinson 5 rebounds, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, Fabian, we don't move the basketball. if you just take a look, I know you said Julius and RJ don't play well together. Regardless if they're on the floor or not, we don't move the basketball from side to side, finding the open guy, shit like that. We do a lot of pounding, we do a lot of dribbling, we do a lot of isolation, and then we get into the position where it's 5 to 7 seconds left on the shot clock, and we're making desperation passes to find the open man to put him in the position to shoot a shot with 1 second left on the shot clock, right? A guy can't even get into his zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just take a lot of bad shots. There's never any movement with us. And to be honest, we lucky where we are where we are. We don't even have a lot of shooting. We don't have a guy on our team.
We don't have we don't have no shooting. Let's be real.
OG, we don't have any shooting. A guy that we could look to say he's a knockdown shooter. We don't have that.
This is when we go too far. We're lucky to be in the position that we're in. What do you mean?
Yes.
Hell no. No.
I think
with the flaws, Fabian, with the flaws that we have, with the deficiencies that we have on our team, looking back on it now, and our hindsight is always 2020. Looking back on the season and where we are right now,
you have a chance to get to the conference finals.
Exactly.
I'm agreeing with Flea, though. I'm saying is that you're in a great spot. Like, considering
a great spot, and I just feel like we're lucky to be where we are with the deficiencies that we have.
And your best player, like, I don't want to disrespect him because he's been awesome this year, but your best player is either Jalen Brunson or Julius Randle, and you still may make the conference finals. That's amazing.
But we got here a certain way. Like, we can't say we didn't get exactly. We didn't get here by no damn luck. It was not fortune. We outclassed the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was a pretty easy strategy. Go right. But it's the same strategy for the Heat. That's what I'm messed up about. This ain't even like the bad guys here. Oh, you know who that is?
Bad guy.
That's Cash.
Get bad guy.
Oh my God, the bad guy, Cash. What up, baby? Listen, here for look. Cash, what's good? The bad guys in the building.
Absolutely not going to be the finals. 76ers and Suns. That would be a nightmare for me. I have to choose between Phoenix and Glen Rivers. Oh my God, I'd rather watch. I don't know.
But hold on. I know before we get out of here, I'm gonna just say this. This is what Flea. This is what playoffs is about.
Yeah.
This is how it's supposed to look. Not none of these 30-point blowouts, guys laying it out all on the line. The superstars being superstars.
100%.
What Shaq always say, in the playoffs, your point average, if you're a superstar, supposed to go up 5 points.
Mm-hmm.
Or just go up in general.
Today's games, and I'm glad I didn't take a nap. I'm glad I caught it all. I'm glad I'm up here with y'all fellas. This is what it's supposed to be. Close games, tough games. The superstars showing up, the role players showing up, coaching, the crowd getting into it, Joker pushing the owner. This is what I'm talking about. This is what sports is supposed to be. This is and I hope all the teams take a page out of today's book. Lay it all on the line. Lay it all on the line.
Both these games was excellent. Both these games, both playoff games today were excellent playoff games.
Yes.
That was great basketball today. Competitive, I enjoyed today's slate of games. Definitely.
That Knicks game must have been terrible the way you guys are talking about the playoffs.
It was awful.
Blowouts. I'm gonna have to watch it.
You could have turned it off at halftime if you wanted to.
Because the Warriors game was Lakers Warriors was terrible too. It was awful.
Listen, Dom, that Knicks game, you could have turned out on probably the end of the first quarter, man. Like, we ain't have a shot from the first half of the first quarter all the way up. We never came close. The most we came close was, I think, maybe 11.
I'll watch the first 3 quarters, and then
we made an 8-point run. It was still down 14, an 8-0 run. It was, listen, man, bad.
It was just bad basketball. It was bad.
Yeah. Going back to your point, I had that up there, Flea. Jordan Poole has averaged 17, 4 basically in 3 last year in the playoffs, but he was shot 50% from the field, 39% from 3. This year he's scoring 11 points per game, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. He's shooting
terrible.
Yeah, 20, maybe say 29% from 3 and 35.5, 36% from the field.
35 from the field and under 30% from 3. 35 from the field, under 30% from 3. A 6-point drop off from what I could hear. He shot 50%. last year.
Crazy. I'm shocked that he shot 50% in the playoffs. That's why. And 38 from three. Like, he was hitting that.
He was excellent last year.
Hold on. Y'all gotta remember, as great as Curry is and was last year, the emergence of Poole and what Wiggins did on both ends of the floor is what got them that championship. That's why Poole got all that money. So I'm not surprised. I watched him because I argue with Uncle White's. Big shout out to him. He's a big Tyler Hero guy, and I told him, to me, Poole is better. But now we're seeing, listen, bro, you ain't looking like that guy. So yeah, that's terrible. You're not winning with that.
And Wiggins, though, is still the same Wiggins. It's Poole that's really not playing well.
Yeah,
Wiggins,
think about it.
Wiggins came back from that hiatus and as if he hasn't even missed a game is really impressive. Like, he's doing a great job. He was one of the only Warriors that I think actually played pretty well yesterday.
Yeah.
I want to go through some of these comments. We have a bunch of comments we didn't get to, Dom. Durant did turn snake. I don't know what that means. June 28th.
I think he means when he left Oklahoma.
Okay. He turned to a bad guy. Daniel Berry. What's up, Daniel? June 28th. Durant pointed a target on his back when he defected in 2017. Defected make him sound like a Cuban immigrant or something. What's wrong with you, June 28th? Daniel Berry. Yo. Turbo in the building. What's up, y'all? Joker is him. He played lights out today, but he got gassed. I don't know if y'all were watching, but to me,
he got tired.
Joker, that it's a lot for him to score 50.
They got some production from Ayton, man.
He got into it. He was pointing at Booker, and wow,
that's right.
And I think, and again, it's all inspired by Booker. Rockstar Mel, his teams ain't been fully healthy. No excuses this year. I think it's talking about Joker. Braun, not him anymore. Full truth. Facts. Fabian. It's Fabian, sir. Facts. I agree. KD will always be slandered. Not always. I think this year he'll be, this is a pretty good, like, now that they're down up to tied 2-2, AllBall. What you think?
It's a different series. Once again, I'm big on you got to put guys out. I'm being honest. I'm taking Booker and Kevin Durant any time of the day. Too dangerous. Denver had a chance to go up 3-1. Now it's a different ballgame. Now the pressure's on you. I'm going 7 games, and I'm going Phoenix Suns.
And the game 2 was close in Denver, right?
Phoenix Suns in game 7? Wow. I'm going to still stick with my pick. Nuggets in 7 from before the series. Now they're making my bet in trouble. I got $50 on this series. I need the Nuggets to win.
Don't be scared now.
You got to love Dom, man. Dom's having my 50.
Yo, the momentum has shifted, though, fellas. The momentum has fully shifted with this series, man. And you could see palms getting sweaty and backsides getting tight. You know what I'm saying? Because the guys on Denver, like Michael Porter Jr., like Aaron Gordon, like, guys that they need to step up. It looks like they're getting a little nervous. Shit is, they sweating a little bit.
So I may have. Go ahead.
I'm
going to say something that may ruffle some feathers. They might be better without Chris Paul. Should Chris Paul sit out the whole series? Thoughts?
Yes.
Real quick.
Because Cameron Payne gives them pace. Chris Paul slows it down, and he's not even
I like that.
I don't think he's a great spot-up shooter. I know he got better at shooting catch-and-shoot threes, but I think that when you saw in 2021, I'll give you an example. As great as CP3 was that year, and he was a much better version of himself, when we played them, Chris Paul missed the first 2 games, and they beat us. He comes back. They won 2 and they lost 2. And it was very obvious why. Cameron Payne gave them pace, gave them a guy that they're a team that struggles to get 2 feet in the paint. He actually is quick off the screen.
Yes.
Chris Paul is methodical. He wants to get to that elbow. What he's going to do. It's just hard to stop. But I think they added a little bit of pace because it's not like KD and Devin Booker can't run a little bit. It's mostly Chris Paul that slows them down. So I think they honestly, especially with just winning these 2 games, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let Chris Paul rest for the conference finals.
Well, yeah.
19 points from Landry Shamet, 5 for 8 from 3.
Although I will say this, AllBall. My bad, Philippe, my bad. I was going to say this, AllBall. The only thing is, if you're in a game 7 or a game 6 under elimination, you can't just tell Chris Paul to sit out. If he's healthy, he can play, and then you limit his minutes. But you can't force him to sit out. Like he wants this championship as bad as anybody.
No, all right, watch this. No, understand that. You limit his minutes. If he's not having a great game, he stays on that bench. Listen, I'm big on, if I'm a coach, I play to win. I coach to win. That's my problem with a lot of these coaches. That's why at times I like Tibbs, because the games where he kept Randall and RJ Barrett on the bench. If the ball, remember when Ja Morant got subbed into that game? He did that because he's a superstar. Once again, I'm coaching to win the game.
That's the great thing about sports.
Hold on. We gotta read bad. You gotta read bad guys' quote. He paid for this, man. $30 million for PJ Tucker, over $30 million for CP3 any day. Yo, shout out the bad guy, man.
You gotta love the bad guy, man.
We need that Herm Edwards though. When AllBall said you played with again, we need that Herm Edwards on a soundboard or something.
You play to win the game.
You don't play to just play it.
I may have been wrong about Devin Booker's superstardom. I can give into that. Can we? Is this Jamal Murray is a star, superstar? And this is 4 games now. Where's he at?
Is he not playing? He's not playing.
He ain't no Devin Booker. He's
not. He's not. He's a star though in the playoffs.
Good numbers. Hey Dom, I'm a burst your bubble. Pause. He's not a star yet. There's too many of them out there. I'm sorry.
He doesn't have a star. He doesn't have a star impact to you in the playoffs.
No.
Wow.
I love him, but star. I think we could get about 10 before we get to him. Like, all right, let me ask you a question. Is he better than Trae Young?
No, he's not better than Trae Young. But Trae Young's easily a star.
No, but that's my point. What I'm saying is, we could talk about some guys that's kind of Trae Young level. Remember, you still got the Dame Lillards and the Kyries. As much as we may not want to agree to that.
I'm not putting Murray in there. I'm putting Murray in like a fringe all-star category. But in the playoffs, he plays like an all-star. Listen, if I didn't believe in Murray, I would never say Nuggets can win the championship. The only reason I do think they can is because I believe in him.
Okay, you put it like that, then I agree to that. But I'm just saying, when we say star, if we start breaking it down a little bit, like I said, it's some guys out there. But when you put it like that, I agree.
Okay, because he had. Joker.
2 years removed from getting 50 in the playoffs, going head up against Spider. They both going for 50, right? He's a big reason why the Nuggets get to the Western Conference Finals in the bubble, right? So, he tears his ACL. He's out for 2 seasons, and it's kind of like we kind of forget the type of player that he is. So now he's got to prove himself. He's got to prove himself again to us. It's basketball. It is what it is. He just got to prove himself to the world. And
he's having a pretty damn good playoff so far, though.
Yes, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
All he's got to do is win 2 out of the next 3 games, and then he's in the conference finals for the second time in his life.
Yeah, he just had a bad game early. I just wanted to throw a little devil's advocacy right there. Embiid is such a perennial playoff choke artist. This guy gets off the hook so hard, he's literally choked in every playoff run except 2020. Giannis should be getting annihilated right now. I remember from the end of 2011 finals all the way to the final game of 2012, LeBron was getting destroyed. Anytime he had a bad game, missed a clutch shot in the regular season and playoffs.
He's not wrong about that.
Yeah, he's right.
Definitely not wrong about that.
That Warriors and Lakers was unwatchable 1 second and third quarter. Happened. KD is a fraud who joined the 73-19. Phoenix plays Z. You are in Phoenix watching this delightful game, and you said that?
He's not in Phoenix. He's from Canada. He's a Toronto Raptors fan. I don't know where the Phoenix is from.
Get out of here.
I think the Phoenix is like the bird, like the Phoenix rising from the ashes.
Or from the X-Men. The pressure LeBron had from the start of the 2011 season to the end of the 2012 finals was insane. Not saying it wasn't deserved, but every game he played was scrutinized. Every missed shot. Facts, says Turbo.
But that's after that press conference. They lose to Dallas, right? They lose to Dallas. In the press conference after, he says, I'm gonna go back to my life, and y'all are gonna go back to y'all lives. Y'all remember that press conference?
Yeah. I remember that.
Y'all gonna go back to y'all miserable lives, basically.
Hey, please look at me. I loved it. Cold blooded. That's right. Look, if that's how you really feel, speak it, baby.
Yeah, but but see,
I remember I was like, damn, okay. I ain't mad at it.
That's why I ain't mad when they smoke them. You got to stand there and take all that smoke then, man. Get out of here, LeBron. Stop crying, man.
It's consequences for everything, but if you could deal with it, hey, man, I don't knock it. Listen, I love it.
He can't. That's why I like Draymond, because Draymond loves it. But they got all types of footage. He was cursing the ref out crazy. I can only imagine what we don't hear. He was calling him a PA, PUSSY, everything. He goes off. That's why I didn't get into either. I wanted to get into the is Steve Kerr a top 10 coach all time and having to deal with someone like Draymond. I forgot to mention.
We have to leave that for next Sunday, baby.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that You heard what he said? Was it this morning? He said, "Yo, we ain't anything about the refs. We got to play better. That's it. Bottom line." I think that was a shot or just redirecting Draymond on the team because Draymond's misleading the other green on the
said
team.
that?
Steve
Who said
Kerr.
that?
Kerr said
Oh.
that.
He said enough of that referee talk. I don't want to hear that. And it wasn't just Draymond. He started riling up the other. What was his name? Jermichael Green. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Jermichael Green got a technical foul from the bench because he's sitting there running his mouth with Draymond. It's like
keep going. He's gonna be up there with Dylan Brooks. He keep going that. He keeps that up.
It's crazy because Jermichael Green on the Clippers, we had him for a year and a half, and he was so calm. I don't remember if he ever got a technical. It's gonna be the Draymond effect.
Yeah,
exactly.
Stop misleading him.
Jacory is right though. That comment you just had up, like that's
This
just
one?
flat out. Yeah, that just.
What does it say?
Up.
I think once you win an MVP, there's major pressure to start winning championships.
Hey, it's simple.
Like I said, listen, we can save these topics because it's getting late. But let me just say this: that's a true statement. But I don't hear nobody screaming Joker needs to win a championship, but us. Sorry.
I think that pressure's coming after this game. Like what Booker did today with Kevin Durant, also 36 points.
But why is it only coming after this game? He won it the last 2 years.
Because think about we gotta come on. Let's I forgot to put it in the proper context. KD out the gate was number 2 pick. Joker was not Joker until year number 4 or something like that. KD's been that guy, and then he switched team. And there's a lot that comes with this. I think
he's won back-to-back MVPs, my brother. I'm sorry.
And we're giving him smoke. I don't know who's not giving him smoke.
No. We're giving back-to-back MVPs. I've never heard nobody say Joker has to win a championship until this year. I'm sorry.
He has to start validating these chips. I mean, to start validating these accolades.
Yeah. To me, he needs to at least get there. He needs to at least get there.
Yeah. Let's get 5 more comments in before we get out of here.
Because now you're certified. That's the thing that you put 38-year-old LeBron on Milwaukee there. Because if Curry fails, since he has 4 rings as much as LeBron, people just say like, oh well, he's already has as much rings. I don't know. Whereas if LeBron fails, even as a 7th seed to a 2nd seed, people will destroy him because that's another loss. MJ wouldn't have gotten. All right. I agree with Giannis, but you already won MVP and more championship, but lost with 8 seed.
That's sometimes you get compared to the greatest ever. You know, that standard is hard. You know, that's what you got. If you're gonna get compared to it, you're gonna have to face the music.
No loss doesn't come without repercussions for LeBron. Even when the Lakers were.
Hey, fellas, real quick. Just taking a peek at what's going on in the NBA world, just real fast, right? They got footage of Ja in the club in Atlanta, right? Enjoying himself, partying, right? Now, obviously, he's a young guy. There's no problem with partying, right? And I don't want to get into a deep dive because I know we about to wrap up, but there's nothing wrong with staying out of the spotlight for the summertime and getting right. There's nothing wrong with that. After y'all lose in the playoffs, you deal with whatever you've dealt with during the season. The next thing should not be us seeing you back in the club. I can't control a young man's how he does his thing. But you got control of what comes out here for us to see. You have some control over it. Why we don't see you back in the gym? Why do we see you in the club? It's lit. It bothers me, but I'm gonna get off that. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Hey, I mean, I'm just big on. It's either you want to be legendary and great, or you just want to be cool. It's on him.
What I said before, boy.
No, but that's just my mindset. It seems like Devin Booker now gets it. I want to be great. Simple.
Some of these dudes love basketball, and some of these dudes just love the lifestyle.
And when I say some of these dudes don't have a love for the game, remember, they was killing me for that. But then y'all see what Patrick Beverly said on his podcast. Big shout out to him. I love their platform. You heard what he said, right? 50% don't love the game, but guys was in the comments killing me, telling me I'm crazy. But I'm going to leave it at that.
And he said,
hey, man.
He said the 50% that love the game are the niggas that's nice, or the ones that are nice, that are ones that are good, don't love it. It's tough.
And he's not the only one that said that either. Brandon Jennings has said that. Isaiah Thomas, the newer Isaiah Thomas has said that.
Okay.
And even, my friend played college ball. He played with Troy Brown and Peyton Pritchard at Oregon. And he even said that, he's like, dude, they don't like basketball the way you do. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, you got to be in the league. He goes, yeah, but you live and breathe every second of your life basketball. Like these guys, it's a job for them. Like they're really nice, but they don't it's not like Chris Paul or like LeBron or KD, who literally I've heard people met KD. They say all he does is talk hoops. Like he's like us, which is pretty dope, honestly.
Yeah, I love it.
You can tell with him. You can tell with how much he, the way he goes about it. But yeah.
You got to be a little weird to be great, I think, to be that legendary. And I don't know how many people really love the game back in the day either. I think some people get a pass with this, man. It's just that it was also because it was you have Oakley and these guys who were tough dudes. They had to actually get into shape. Like what Gilbert Arenas said, that they're not really in shape like that, like back in the day. You got to work to get to that point. You going through the comments, Dom?
I just thought this one was funny.
Michael mom used to babysit me. Okay.
Is that my guy? Look.
That's
Hey man, let's wrap it up, man. Listen, I'm gonna say this, man. The Wu-Tang in this sports thing, man. Big shout out Flea, big shout out Fade, big shout out Dom Dropper, man. It's hey man, everybody, every Sunday, man, we'll be doing this. We need y'all locked in, commenting, sharing, engaging. We really love doing this, man. And I just want to tell y'all, brothers, it's a pleasure. And I'm just anxious and excited to see how far we can take this thing. So hopefully we start getting some NBA guests on here, man, to talk with us. So, hey, man, we really the Wu-Tang of this sports thing, man. It's a lot of us. We all have different mindsets, different opinions, but it's all love and respect. And I just can't wait to just take this to the top with y'all brothers, man. I really appreciate it.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir, guys. Every single Sunday. So even in the off season, we plan on doing, just a conversation, whether it be about the NBA now, in the past, big time conversations, free agency, don't matter. And we'll obviously, given less topics to talk about, because even though there's always something to talk about when it's the playoffs, it's hard. We want to get through these games. We'll hopefully try to add some of you guys on it to come on as well, talk to us.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you want to highlight that real quick up. I like what Don Mingo said. They still humans at the end of the day. We all Don Mingo. You can find us every Sunday, probably 6 o'clock. We said, right? Eastern time.
Yeah, about right. 6
p.m. Eastern time, Sundays, way after church. So you ain't got no excuse. Ramadan, whatever you be doing. I'm sorry, I said Ramadan. That was messed up. The mosque, wherever you got. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Terrible.
Horrible. That was horrible. I just got us banned from TV. That was crazy right now.
Hold on. Like the young man said in the comments, we only human. Mistake.
I got to retract the retraction on that.
I canceled episode 1. No, I'm just kidding.
But yo, our favorite perspective, Booker put the Suns on his back. He certainly did.
The Wu-Tang of the sports world, y'all. That's what we are.
The
Wu-Tang of the sports world, man. Listen, rock with us every Sunday, 6 o'clock Eastern time, brother.
Dom Driver, Flea, AllBallTV, Fabian PerspecTV, Big Flea in the building. And we out of here, folks. Tomorrow, AllBallTV, 2 p.m. Tonight, Dom, you back on?
Yes, tonight, everybody, Laker fans, Warrior fans, late night live. I don't know what time yet. I still got to watch this Knicks game and a little bit of that Suns game. But we're going to be talking about every game this weekend starting from Friday. So be there. It's going to be like a long hour live. So be there.
Dom Dropper.
Great night, y'all.
Let's go, baby.
Peace, y'all.